Okay, so this is 200 odd hours of coding. Okay, this works with a hard drive that is supplied by the Mood Music producers, so it's based on that. It's a MusicSearch engine, and you can play and export things to Final Cut. Let's just go through the play section. You've got your track title, description, composer, duration, file name, publisher. Then you can rate the sound of music to whatever you feel like. So if you've got good tunes that you'll want to use almost and want to be able to search for specifically, you can add a rating. You can also just like it, and that'll also add a search parameter in there. And then if you want to export it, you select there, and then you can export the files to a folder, or you can export aliases to a folder in case you want to use the original sound. In other words, it will reference the original location of those sound clips. If you go export files, it actually copies the files into a folder. It will copy it into a folder which it names by music for FCP, the production that you've got, the date and time. That'll be the folder name in case you do a few folders of the same thing. Production wise, you can call it anything. You can add on to that if you want to. Okay, and that's it. Now on the play side of things, I've got it set at more speed at the moment, so it will play almost instantly, and this is across the network with Airport and a computer on the other side of the room. So that's quite quick. It will stop play if you go from one to the other, and if you just want to stop it without playing another, you just hit the red button, and that's it. So you've made a few selections. Let's just select those three, and you say export to an FCP folder. Now basically it will select all the selects, show them to you, and it's already exported them. I can just go and make sure that that's actually happened by going to my desktop, which looks like a dog's breakfast. Let's just go. You see, there's the folder, music for FCP RUR, and inside there I've got the aliases for. Now you can just drag this into Final Cut, and it will actually have that folder with the audio files inside the folder, which you can play. Okay, that's the one option for export. The other option is let's just select the same ones again. Doesn't matter because it will create a new folder because time has moved on, and I say export files to folder. Now this is if you don't want to reference the files on the actual server. So the moment that all those selects have been cleared, you know it's done. Oh gosh, we have to go through this again. Open in folder, finder, and there you see it's created another folder, and inside there is the actual files, which you can also just okay, cool. Now that's the one way of working. That's the more speed option on the playback side. It will flick between these things very, very quickly, and it will auto play. Now you can also select more info if you want to over there, and when you hit play, it will actually come up with more information on the track. In this case there isn't much, but it's got time. But now you've got a slider, so you can go further down the track, and also there's no autoplay. You'll have to actually hit play on here. Okay. On some of them that's a little bit more interesting. Let's see on this one for instance. It's quite a bit slow because it pulls a lot more across the network. Let me just go and do let's find a more interesting record to to do that with. Let's go right to the top. There's 780,000 records at the moment in this, so it's quite a big deal. It also doesn't have stuff I need to show you. Let's have a quick look. Let's go. Let's see what this has. In any case, if the album cover was embedded in the MP3, it would actually come up there, which is nice if you've got nothing else to look at. But as you can see, it's quite a bit slower to do, but you've got more control over how things happen. Okay, so that's the playback and export. Now, you can minimize this window by clicking there to get it out of your way. We can maximize it very quickly. I'll get to the export mode just now. Okay, so you can also search. Normal search, you can search for track title, description, whatever you leave open is it leaves that search parameter open. So let's go track title. So we want crazy, and it will come up with everything that had crazy in there. Okay, that's obvious. Now let's go take it a little bit further. Let's say I really like this track and I want everything by the same composer. I hit by the same composer and it will give all the tracks that guy's composed. Okay, show all records again. Let's say I really like what's happening in this music, but I want to hear the rest of what's in that folder, in other words on that album. I'll hit below, and there's a few debugging things in there still which I'll get rid of, but that's basically it. It'll process a query, it'll go and look for everything that's inside that folder. It's running quite a bit slower because of the video being recorded at the moment, but this is not considerably faster, but it's quite a bit faster than what you're seeing now. At least that thing will move at a bit more speed. This is one of the longest searches because it's actually running a search on the actual hard drive, which is a bit more process intensive. For the rest of it, it's all just working with a database and then referring to the data. The only time it touches the hard drive is when you actually play a file off there. Okay, so there we go. This is basically that album. So we've got all the different cuts from there. Okay, then you might also want to select everything that you've previously exported. So say I want to see everything that I've done yesterday, which was the 4th. Okay, I will just set that to the 4th and I'll say search by date, and there, that's all the stuff I've exported yesterday. I wanted to include today. I'll just add that, search by that. So that's quite easy. If you remember that you've used something quite nice about 6 months ago, you can search it that way. Okay, then this rating that I spoke about, that you can rate tracks. You can search by rating. You can say what you want the minimum rating to be, and then still add more details if you wanted to. In this case, I'm just going to, okay, there's no records with that rating because it's still on a new system. Okay, the next one is search for favorites, search in favorites. That's if you liked it. If you hit the like button, you can come up with all the different things, and it will only select the ones that you've liked. Okay. You can also search for everything that was in the same production. Yet again, you've got all the search parameters. Those are all the stuff from that production that I've exported. Or you can search by duration. Say I just wanted something that's no longer than, let's make it 32 seconds, because sometimes there's a bit of reverb, and I'll say I want the minimum to be 27 seconds, and I would like something that's a bit sort of jazzy trumpet. Now that's obviously also sort of a duplicate thing. It will take a little bit longer, but it should come up with everything that's Jazzy Trumpet in the description, and that has a duration, if you can look at the duration there, of between 27 and 32. And obviously you can now just play those files and I've put it on more info yet again, which I shouldn't have, but yeah, so basically that's the idea for the duration search. Now what is interesting now is that I can go expert mode and I can say I want to save this current find as that duration Jazzy Trumpet. Save. So basically if I ever wanted to go back there again, all I need to do is go back to my saved finds, select whichever save finds I've got, and it will save that, and that's it. It will now go and find those, which will obviously find exactly the same files again. And I'm just going to stop it. But what is nice is that you in that saved finds, you can, if you did a search for a cooking program, you can say good for cooking program with a name, and you can just always get back to that search. And that's basically the whole shabooah. You can close that again. Great.